Hi, I'm Colin Leake with Philadelphia Runner. I'm here with Rich Bruno, owner of SST here in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania. And we're gonna kind of go over some basic exercises that we'd be looking for distance runners. And we're kind of starting at the bottom of the barrel here. And then the goal with these videos is to kind of show progressions over time. But today we're going to kind of look over hip abduction. Rich, can you show them through?
So Colin, lay down on your side. So the reason why we have to work on our hip abductors, they're really important in stabilizing your lower back as well as protecting your lower leg. There's a couple different ways you can do it, but the most basic progression that we're going to go over is there's 3 hip abductors that are most important. And the only way that you're going to isolate those 3 is if your toes facing downward. You don't want to get your glute max involved, although it does do hip abduction. That's not what we're going for this exercise. So you want to make sure that at a foundational level, you can work these small muscles in isolation. And once they work properly, then you can work on different progressions. So what Colin's going to do is he's going to raise his leg up far enough away from his body, and you never want to go too high, and then you come back down to maintain tension right there, and then again, back up, and then come back down. And typically we recommend at our facility for runners and marathon runners in particular to do anywhere from 2 to 3 sets of this, 12 to 15 reps, and then you can progress from there. And you can do that a couple of different ways. You can either drop the reps, add more load. I could do some manual resistance where it's pushing up against my hand and then going back down lower. We could also add a band around his ankles too to create some tension, and that's a good exercise to do because it creates tension the entire way up and down. So as he gets further away from the bottom leg, it's going to get a bit tougher, and then he has to control that on the negative as well. So again, this is a really important exercise for runners, just to make sure that while they're running, they're not compensating using different muscles. So this is again a foundational exercise you guys can put in your program.
I should be feeling it all kind of in this small area right above my rear, right?
Right, correct. So you want to feel it right over here. You don't want to feel anything up in your torso. If you're doing that, you might be using your trunk too much. You don't want your torso to roll forward or backwards while doing this. And that's why you also don't want to go up too high. You might get different muscle groups involved, which kind of defeats the purpose of this exercise. And then from this point, you can do harder progressions where you're standing up. And that challenge is not only the one that is moving, the leg that's moving, but also the leg that is stabilizing on the ground.
No, great. So, this is kind of, hip abduction, kind of one of the key features in terms of what we're looking for when we're trying to kind of create a robust runner. So definitely feel free to incorporate this into your training. If you have any questions, you can contact us through spectrumstrengthtraining.com or at philadelphiarunner.com. And we'll see you next time for kind of the next progression onto this.